Hi, this is Jordan from Recap Animation. All properties are owned by their respective companies. Please enjoy. Previously we saw how after doing their test, Lushu and Shoyu had an unmeasurable potential. After his training, Lushu could easily defeat the Earth Network members and the thief group leader. After selling the spirit stones he got for training, Lushu buys the home he'd been living in. Lushu was then notified that all of the students in the special class would be on a mission to protect the area around the ruins, where the ruin would emerge and have an incredible amount of spiritual energy. Back to the story. The Heavenly Network and the officials in charge have not been able to determine the amount of spiritual force that is present or the threats that endanger them. Therefore, the disciples have been ordered to watch and defend the area around the ruins for this reason. Once all the students arrived at their destination, Zai Fei made it absolutely clear to the disciples that they were to keep their mission a secret from others. He also made it apparent that anyone who disclosed their mission would be held accountable by the military court. After that, the teachers instructed the students to finish their dinner before heading to their own sleeping tents. Lushu overhears a fat person making a fuss about not having a place to sit. As a result, another person offers the fat person their chair to sit on, and the person who had offered their chair sits on the floor. Lushu becomes enraged as he watches this, and as a result, he punches the fatty. Since staying in the vicinity of the ruins may boost their spiritual strength, disciples immediately begin practicing after realizing this. Lushu, who had a distinctive method of training, took advantage of the opportunity to irritate his class leader, a young man named Liu Li, in order to rack up a large number of points and boost his overall power. Lushu was overjoyed to play a prank on Liu Li because Liu Li had a history of causing him annoyance and making life difficult for Lushu in school. As a result, Lushu was pleased to earn a lot of points for his negative emotions. Elsewhere, Shoyu appeared concerned about her brother, who was unable to be reached by phone because there were no signals in the area of the ruin. After staying there for a few days and tormenting Liu Li throughout the night, Lushu eventually gained a large number of points, which he then put toward increasing his strength and making himself more powerful. After a lot of trouble, Liu Li finally break through. He thought Lushu's strength was only level F, so he challenged him to an arm wrestling match again. Lushu, on the other hand, defeats him with relative ease in a matter of seconds. When Zai Fei witnessed this, he posed a challenge to Lushu to compete against him in arm wrestling. After Zai Fei saw Lushu's great physical strength and the fact that Lushu was able to defeat him in a match of arm wrestling, Zai Fei complimented Lushu and remarked that he had a bright future ahead of him. After some time had passed, all of a sudden, a dense fog descended from the sky and began to envelop the camping area. The mist turned out to be a portal that could take anyone in its path to the ruins region. Everyone became terrified as they fled in the opposite directions to escape getting caught in the fog. Lushu and Shu Yi both made attempts to flee from that location. The two were eventually forced apart, and Lushu found himself teleported to the realm known as the ruins. When Lushu got to that location, he was confronted by a fearsome zombie who was swinging his axe at him. However, Lushu quickly defeated him and grabbed the axe from him. Following that, a number of zombies began to rise from beneath the surface of the ground and start attacking him. After he had gotten away from the zombies, he came across a group of people who were being pursued by another wave of zombies, and he assisted those survivors. After Lushu had successfully rescued the group, they requested that he remain with them. However, given that those individuals did not assist him when the zombies attacked him, Lushu parted ways with them after providing them with some advice and the axe he had taken from one of the zombies. Lushu then decided to explore the area to discover what had happened there. After he had defeated a number of zombies and taken the swords they had been wielding, he noticed a flash of red light burst into the air and ran towards it, assuming it was some type of treasure. Once he arrived at the site, he jumped into the sky and sent the light crashing to the ground. It turned out to be a flare's gun light that was shot by a young guy named Chang Huanyi, who was actually a spy from another country. Chang made an attempt to get away from that place, but Lushu pursued him because he had suspicions about this guy. After following him all day and being an annoyance to him at every possible chance in order to receive negative emotion points from him, Chang was unable to bear it any longer, so he tried to kill Lushu at every opportunity, but was unsuccessful every time. Lushu and Chang ultimately engaged in battle, and it appeared that Chang had Lushu completely outmatched in close quarters combat. Nevertheless, Lushu was successful in defeating defeating Chang after using his ultimate move. After that, Lu Shu kept going until he reached a forest. Lu Shu was hungry, had finally found an apple tree with lots of apples in it. After that, he grabbed some apples without giving it much thought, but as soon as he did, a group of squirrels attacked him since he had taken their food. When the squirrels started throwing stones at Lu Shu, he reacted quickly and fled away. While he was running, he also ate one of the apples and was surprised to find that it was able to quench his thirst and make him feel all of his physical exhaustion had vanished. Lu Shu made the decision to relax in the evening while he feasted on his apple. He came to the conclusion that he had gone a complete circle around the ruins because he had run quite a distance but could not find anyone. Lu Shu made the decision to head back to where he had come from, realizing that the only way out of the ruins was to locate the formation eye that was located in the center of the ruins. On the other hand, as Lu Shu stood up to make his way back, he came across a pack of hungry wolves that possessed a relatively high level of strength. As it was impossible to win against any of them, he made a quick retreat to avoid being caught by the wolves that were chasing him. While he was in the process of fleeing, he came to the realization that staying inside the ruins can indeed strengthen his strength, both his spiritual and his physical strength. After that, Lu Shu outran the wolves that were chasing after him, and he was able to escape their chase. After he fled from the pack of wolves and made his way to the starting position, where he saw that the group of people he had helped was still present, everyone seemed shocked to see that Lu Shu was still alive after battling the hordes of zombies that were hiding behind the hill. Not only that, but despite having a low level of strength, Lu Shu was utterly unhurt by whatever had happened to him. After that, one of them begged Lu Shu to remain with them and guard them. However, he continues to reject, claiming that he would only stay there for the night before continuing his journey the following day. Additionally, in order to earn negative points, he feasted on his apple in front of the other hungry members of the group. One of the members of the group made an attempt to attack him, but was completely unsuccessful. The next day, Lu Shu finally continues his journey. However, before he departed, he made sure to leave behind some apples for the group. During his travels, he was ambushed by the skeleton riding the horse. Lu Shu defended himself against his assault, knocked him off his horse, and stole his spear, but didn't kill the skeleton because of the skeleton cavalry army. After that, the skeleton cavalry army chases after Lu Shu. Suddenly, the army started firing arrows at him. Lu Shu was able to avoid their attack by climbing to the top of a mountain and hiding in a concealed spot. Because he was receiving negative points from the skeleton warriors, he was surprised to realize they also have emotions. After being unsuccessful in their attempt to capture Lu Shu, the army marches on from there. On the other hand, members of an organization called Earth Network were watching the skeleton cavalry army emerge from the mountains from a safe distance. They devised a strategy to eliminate the skeleton cavalry army. Nevertheless, when they thought they had eliminated the leader of the army with a sniper shot, they were surprised to find out that they had actually eliminated the wrong skeleton. Since they didn't kill the leader of the skeleton cavalry army, the army had grown and is on high alert. This makes things hard for them. Later on, while Lu Shu is traveling, he is encircled by the skeleton cavalry army. As a result, after a much more difficult fight, he is able to defeat all of them and seize all of the weapons from them. Later, while he was resting, he had a breakthrough in his cultivation because of the negative emotion points he had accumulated, and as a result, he grew more strong. After some time had passed, members of the Earth Network come up with a new strategy to fight the army of skeleton cavalry by ambushing them from different directions. While everything is going on, Lu Shu is revealed to be hiding behind a hill from which he launches an unexpected assault against the skeleton cavalry army and fights alone. In a short amount of time, he eliminates all of the skeletons, and Lu Shu also vanquishes the leader of the skeleton cavalry army and captures all of their weapons. This leaves everyone dumbfounded because defeating the demon army required strength of at least level C, but Lu Shu, who had the strength of a level F, was able to do it all by himself without suffering even the slightest injury. Thanks for watching. If this series is the most liked in my current production of anime recaps, I will make a part 4. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe and help me make more content.